Guys, to the m1lkcast Reddit all random all bot tournament. This is our first game. For those of you who don't know, all random all bot is a game mode for Dominion where you are randomly given a champion that you own, and then all players will duel it out at the bottom of the map. And they're a little more fun. Doesn't really follow a meta the way that that Summoner's Rift does. You don't have things like, oh, let's send our tank top or something like that. No, everyone just tries and has a good time down bot lane. So pretty much the goal is both teams want to capture, of course, their own capture point, but also kind of make a move, kind of kill some of the enemy team, and then try and control the enemy cap point. So the winner is just whoever gets down to 0 tickets, if you will. It's just generally a fun kind of game mode, not quite as serious as Summoner's Rift or anything like that. So just going over the teams right now. Blue team, of course it is all random. So when I say going over the teams, I don't really mean who they choose, what are the counter picks or anything like that. No, it's more like the gods of all random all bot who gave which team certain good champions. So for instance, Urgot with his long range poke is very, very strong. You can just build Urgot as you would build him on Summoner's Rift, and he is quite effective. Tristana, maybe if she's going for like a AP Tristana build, that is quite good later in the game. But pretty much all random all bot is just one long. It's like if you have both teams at Dragon, that is sort of like what all random all bot is. They're kind of waiting to make a move. So a lot of it is just like that poke, that maybe some sustain, someone like a Soraka or a Nidalee. Pokey kind of sustain champs are very strong, and then also people who can really just get in there, get in the mix. Someone like a Fizz who can just throw out that shark and then playful trickster into the enemy team and really just start getting work done. Jax, for instance, is also very good at that. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that in terms of what sort of OP champs each team got, I think it is a little bit even between blue and purple. Obviously that Urgot's quite strong. Kog'Maw is quite a beast late game with those auto attacks. Fizz is quite strong. LeBlanc is always sort of an assassin, and then of course Jax is just such a great duelist. So it shall be interesting to see exactly how this game goes. Let's see. Going over the summoners, of course, you do see that Tristana running Heal Clarity, and unlike Summoner's Rift, where you'll get banned for that, the nice thing about all random all bot is that pretty much 5 people are grouped up for the entirety of maybe a 20-30 minute game, depending on how close things are. So that clarity can actually, come in handy. Unfortunately, blue team does have 2 manaless champs. They have that Akali, they have that Ribbon. So the clarity is only really going to be beneficial towards Urgot, LeBlanc, and Tristana. Although, I guess Urgot and LeBlanc are somewhat spammy. Urgot's definitely one of the spammiest champs in the game, and LeBlanc has very short cooldowns, especially on her ulti, so she can just kind of WQ all day. So we shall see. Renekton being picked up by Tiny4Ever, Fizz, Kog'Maw, Teemo, Jax, and then of course Urgot, Tristana, LeBlanc, Akali, and Riven. So we're going to get ahead and get this game going now. For those of you who don't know the rules of all random all bot, pretty much you can't leave bot lane. You can't buy certain items like the Guardian Angel. You cannot run Revive as a summoner spell. And other than that, it's pretty much, anyone's game. Just need to make sure that my XSplit is set up properly. There we go. Alright. So, here we go. Let's take a look at the skins, actually. Ooh, I love that prestigious LeBlanc skin. Monarch Kog'Maw. Monarch Kog'Maw is quite an excellent skin. However, I am just so in love with Lion Dance Kog'Maw that, that I can never really see any other skin as the true Kog'Maw skin. So anyway, we shall see exactly how this game goes. I'm going to quickly make a post on Reddit, by the way, so give me just 1 second. and then we should get this game going. Okay, so it looks like Tiny4Ever with that Blood Fury Renekton skin has finally gone ahead and connected. So now it looks like this game is going to get going. I lied earlier. There we go. So
Welcome to the Crystal Skull.
I did it, by the way, I did just reinstall my League of Legends, so if there's some sort of graphical glitches or something, just ignore them. Anyway, here we are. Actually, I am going to go ahead and lower some of these settings. Okay. Here we go. So, pretty much all random all bot. Both teams want to go ahead and cap their first point as soon as possible. However, the rules are you cannot go into these areas that are blacked out. No going here, no going here, no speed shrine, no going here, no going here. So pretty much you can stay, you know, at your turrets. I'm also sorry, I'm gonna turn down the master volume a little bit. There we go. You can go down into these areas below the turrets. You can go into this brush. You can go kind of up and around here. You can pick up the health and mana from these health shrines. However, you cannot go kind of into the fog of war. You can't go into the speed shrines. So pretty much, we're going to see both teams make a rush for their capture points, and then from that point on, it pretty much becomes one long team fight. So we shall see exactly how things go. Of course, this is sort of a more, you know, as I mentioned, it's sort of a more fun, fun kind of tournament. Oops. There we go. So now we're all synced up. That annoying help thing kind of, you know, is shut now. So right here you can kind of see the power of Urgot. You see he landed 1 E and he was able to take Renekton down to about 1/3 of his health. Kali gonna actually put down that Shroud. Kind of just go in there, get some poke down, not actually really going to follow it up. It's going to be interesting to see who makes the first engage. Riven, you know, is really the only tank sort of initiator on blue team, other than that Urgot ulti. But they do have, you know, Akali, Tristana, and LeBlanc are all somewhat squishy. So it does look like blue team's gone ahead and pushed up to purple team's turret. I should also switch to spectator mode after, colorblind mode after this game, because it does make things a little bit easier to see. Ooh, Tiny4Ever actually goes in and takes a little bit more damage than I think he wanted to. He is down to just around 100 health right now, and Urgot is low on mana, but I mean he's just spamming out these, you know, a huge amount of harass from that that Acid Hunter once he lands that Noxian Corrosive Charge on his E. But you know, as you can see, until a single team gets either, you know, a kill advantage or a cap advantage, the tickets are going to stay exactly even. So that's the nice thing about all random all bot. Unlike something like, you know, ooh, wow, lots of damage actually going down. It completely negated the heal that they just used. So Bloody Heart actually going to go and pick up that health shrine. Really, things are just being very, very, very passive. Neither team, I think, wants to go in, engage, and then, you know, maybe come out at a disadvantage. It's like both teams for now are just playing it somewhat smart, and you know, maybe because everyone is level 5 still, you're not really going to see as much consistent action. Once people start hitting level 6, especially when you've got champions like Akali, or LeBlanc with short cooldowns, especially if this Kog'Maw goes AP, and it looks like he will because he is building that Tear the Goddess, and he does have the AP Runes Masteries. Things like AP Kog'Maw, Akali, LeBlanc, they really force these fights on a much shorter kind of basis. But really, neither team really has a big advantage when they're not level 6. Riven's actually gone ahead and popped her ulti. She's going to go in there with that Blade Surge. The Urgot ulti comes out. Bloody Heart gets taken down very low. That is that Riven. Looks like Teemo and Riven are going to go down first. However, Renekton is just cleaning up so nicely. LeBlanc able to nicely shut him down, though. That is so far a 3-for-2 exchange. Can LeBlanc and Akali make it out? It looks like they can. Ooh, and the Kog'Maw ulti just barely missing. He has one more charge on his ulti. That is going to miss. Ooh, but LeBlanc goes in, not quite able to make it out of there with the second tick of her W. Akali actually takes down the Kog'Maw. Very nicely done there, however. That is going to be a double kill for Fizz. So that was pretty clearly a 5-for-3 exchange in favor of Purple Team. And it looks like they aren't actually even going to decap this point yet. Although these minions might get it, and there is the decap. So now, for the first time, we do see a point disadvantage in favor of the Purple Team, and that means that the points are slowly going to be ticking away in their favor. So we shall see exactly, a 9-point disadvantage is nothing in an all-random all bot. Obviously, you have that passive gold, you have that passive XP, and pretty much what that means is that, ooh, there's a Teemo Shroom here that they might step on. Oh, there it is, and it looks like only Tristana and Urgot are going to be affected by that. Anyway, you can have, because of that passive gold and XP game, it's not like a single team really falls behind very hard, and you can have point disadvantages of 200, 300 points and still manage to come back for it, especially if you have some strong sort of late game. So Tristana as an AD carry has amazing potential, much stronger than something like AD kind of on-hit Teemo. And it looks like this team does have a nice kind of balance of magic damage, physical damage, and a good initiate. Tiny4Ever, of course, and Fizz, both of them able to kind of disrupt the squishies on blue, and they have 3 good targets for that. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of, as this game progresses, who's going to scale better. There's the Urgot ulti going down on a Teemo. Teemo gets taken down very low by that initial burst. Is going to actually fall. Fizz lands a nice ulti that managed to hit like 2 or 3 of them. Renekton's actually going in. The Tristana a little bit late with that ulti, but it is going to save her own skin. Not quite enough to save that Urgot and Riven. And now Kog'Maw is just going to siege down this point. One thing to note about all random all bot games, oh wow, Tiny4Ever on Renekton actually takes down LeBlanc. However, she's also going to get taken down by the Akali, who has just so much mobility. One interesting thing about all random all bot, you cannot go back to your base until they capture your point. So you saw 3 or 4 of blue team just kind of sticking around here very low in health. And, a viewer might be saying, why aren't they going back? That is because one of the many rules of all random all bot games to kind of keep things interesting. If you are kind of behind, you cannot go back until your point is captured, which is interesting. So it's sort of just like an all random all mid game. You kind of want a little bit more action. You don't want people just sitting in base with GP5s. At any rate, so now we do see that the point lead for Purple Team has grown to about 70 points, and it is actually going to be continuing to kind of go down at this rate because they do control both capture points. Tiny4Ever actually gets in on Trist and takes her down very, very low. Akali will be spotted in range of this turret. The turret does give stealth detection. Teemo is just kind of shrooming everything up. And it really looks like red team knows what they're doing. They're being very cautious until they kind of have that opportunity to make an engage, and then they just go all in very, very nicely. Tiny4Ever with 5 kills already. Fizz with 4 kills. Both of them the most kills in the game. Jax, oh sorry, that's a friendly Jax. Looks like LeBlanc went in to kind of get a combo off, but didn't actually, I think, use that ulti. And now it looks like Urgot's just going to do a nice job of poking things down. That's the LeBlanc clone drawing the turret aggro. Fizz lines the ulti, and Jax lines the stun. Akali's going to be in a world of trouble right here, although Urgot does go ahead and switch things out. Kog'Maw does get taken down by LeBlanc, although LeBlanc falls down to turret. Actually an execution. And so far this is a 3-for-3 exchange. Only Urgot and Riven alive still. A nice escape there from the Riven. And now it looks like Urgot is going to be able to pick up the kill on Tiny. Oh, although the heal bait A nice flash away from Legend Bokchois. Also pops his own heal. He doesn't have the mana, although, ooh, the auto attack is able to take down Renekton, and he has just picked up that health shrine, which does give mana, although he does miss his E. So now Legend Bokchois needs to be a little bit careful here. He might step on this Teemo Shroom. The Jax isn't quite able to pick up the stun in turret range, and now a nice push from Red Team was able to pick up about 150 points lead. However, it does look like Blue Team is finally going to be able to go ahead and cap back that point. They do have 5 up, whereas Jax is respawning in about 20 seconds. The question is, are they going to be able to use this to push? Teemo just going to go in and kind of get some harass down. He has mobility boots, in fact. Ooh, LeBlanc going in. Doesn't actually use that ulti again, which is interesting. It looks like she's rushing a straight death cap. Ooh, she needs to be careful, though. It is forced to flash away. Renekton did actually get the stun down. However, that I think the the passive of LeBlanc, that mirror image, was able to kind of make them think twice about going in. Obviously, you don't really know which clone's which, and there are some amazing juke potential in that ability. Kali actually doesn't have her shroud up. She needs to be careful. She's almost certainly going to go down here. They heal, but it's not going to be enough. Fizz is in the area. Renekton and Fizz just gap closing so nicely. LeBlanc almost surviving the damage over time from Teemo. However, Teemo able to pick up a double kill after that damage over time does get them. Legend Bokchois forced to use his ulti on, I believe, either Jax or Renekton, but it's not going to be enough. And Sleepy Step as Tristana knocks the Renekton back in the turret. However, the turret laser, the fountain laser on Dominion does deal reduced damage. So Renekton didn't actually fall down. Wow, I actually missed that. Renekton gets taken down by LeBlanc. That is the power of her single target burst. If she puts that ulti down on someone, they are almost certainly going to lose the majority of their health. Fizz, of course, can dodge it with his troll pool. So it would be wise of LeBlanc to not try and target that Fizz. However, every other target here is a very good option for this LeBlanc to target. Fizz, I believe, doesn't have his ulti up. It's up in another 40 seconds. And now we can see a 200 ticket lead for Purple Team. This game is very clearly going in their favor. They're doing such a fantastic job of defending these points. They push in, they have this amazing poke, and they're really just playing to their strengths right now. Teemo's doing a nice job of trapping down the point with his shrooms when it's off cooldown. And it does look like this AP Cog is dealing a lot more damage than the Urgot. Of course, you can see the team kind of going in and out of their fountain because, of course, they do have both points down. Looks like Akali's going to go ahead and find Jax. It's going to be interesting to see how this fight is engaged. LeBlanc gets taken down very fast by a nice Renekton stun. Able to set that up nicely. Fizz does go down. Akali using Jax as an escape. Oh, wow, and Urgot actually swaps the Renekton into the spawn. Very nicely done there. And that Kog'Maw is not going to be able to pick them up in the fountain. Looking at the items right now, of course, the AP Kog'Maw cares more about mana than damage, so he has built up that Tearly Goddess and Rod of the Ages. It also gives you some nice sustain on Dominion. I'm going to stop talking, though, because Jax is going to go in and find Tristana. Teemo gets the auto attacks off, however. Kog'Maw's not going to have enough damage to finish it off. Riven able to take down Jax after LeBlanc picks up Teemo. And now it looks like LeBlanc is going to actually pick up a double kill here. And they need to be careful about this. Kog'Maw passive. Ooh, Riven, I think, didn't think that the damage would be enough to kill her and was just kind of, going to cap this point. However, when she realized, oh, Kog'Maw's about to deal, 400, 500 true damage to me, I should probably back off. And by that time, it was too late. She tried to use that Broken Wings to kind of escape. However, it was not enough. Is that called Broken Wings? Yeah, Broken Wings. Obviously, it gives you 3 short kind of dashes. Not enough to go over a wall like Flash is, however. It covers sort of similar distance. I think a little bit shorter than Flash, but about twice the range of Flash when you count all 3 kind of charges of that spell. So now we can see a 250 ticket lead for Purple. Really, Blue Team can still win this, but it's going to mean that they need to push back into the enemy base, and they are just getting poked so hard. This is such a great all-random, all-bot team for Purple. Oh, because I was going to say, they have strong poke with Cog and a strong engage through Fizz. However, that Shark did hit nothing but dirt. And obviously, skill shot engages are a little bit risky because they're not quite as consistent. And that is a good example of that. Teemo just going to go ahead and do that Teemo thing Teemos love to do, where they're pretty much just a thorn in your side. Riven actually popping that ulti. Urgot actually going to swap in, I believe, the Jax, who does eventually go down. Teemo was taken down by Riven. Riven going to flash in and get a nice stun on Renekton. However, it's not going to be enough. I think Kog is still in the back at full health. This fight may actually turn around in favor of Purple. Especially if Kog can land these. And you see, they're not allowed to go back because their base isn't capped. Although Riven feels like a bit of a cheater. I mean, there's a little bit of gray area. You know, it is uncapped. Which when I started playing all random all bot, I thought that meant I could go back. But no, it is only when both points are captured that you can go back. So that Kog'Maw really should have got a triple kill there. But Kali did go ahead and go back. And of course, that is AD Tristana and AP Kog. So Tristana will win out on that 1v1 auto attack fight. At any rate, you can see Teemo actually forced to flash away because LeBlanc was around with that huge burst. She's got 286 AP. Teemo doing as best as he can to kite Riven, and wow, she just drops so fast to the combination of Renekton and Jax. And Legend Bokchois now trying to kite away this Jax. Jax has got up on top of Tristana, puts the exhaust down, however, it's not going to be enough. LeBlanc does fall down to Teemo's damage over time. Teemo falls down to the burst from Akali. Now this looks to be one of the first fights that's really truly going in favor of Blue Team. Oh, and a nice job from Tiny4Ever, taking Tristana down to just 30 health. He saw that opportunity. He eat in again. Fizz actually got swapping Fizz in range of Tristana. He is able to troll pool. He gets the ulti down on Akali, however. He's probably going to want to back off as this is now a 4v2. Both of the squishies up. No tank line to kind of tank this Riven. Riven and Akali off of the two squishies. At any rate, Purple, Red Team, whatever you want to call them, have been doing a tremendous job so far in this game. Really just such dominant players here. So we shall see. I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Team could, you know, turn this around. They have not yet captured the enemy point a single time. However, that's not to say that, you know, they can't exercise the strength of a, you know, a late game AD carry, which really Purple Team, Red Team does lack. Of course, AD carries are a little bit weaker early game, but once you get that IE, PD, you know, some lifesteal, some armor penetration, you just become so strong. And Tristana is about to complete her Phantom Dancer. She has picked up that IE and Zeal and that Prospector's Blade. So eventually she's going to get to the point where she can just auto-attack people down and burst them down in 3 or 4 auto-attacks. Teemo doing a nice job of shrooming things down. However, they are in range. Oh, wow, and Teemo does get taken down very low. One more auto-attack would have taken things down, although Akali does get taken down from Tiny4Ever. A nice Jax counter-strike catches all 4 of the enemy team. Chained in with that Fizz ulti is just so much AoE damage. The Urgot damage over time on his E was able to take down Jax. However, that is a 5 for 2 exchange. Purple Team is now going to once again go ahead and capture this point. They pick up the buff, which gives them a little bit of a damage, you know, kind of steroid 10% onto all your physical, magical, auto attacks, whatever. So that is going to get fights going a little bit further in favor of them. Excuse me. And you can see because of the poke damage that is coming out of this Kog'Maw, you know, even though it's a 5v3, Blue Team just not really feeling comfortable. Renekton does eventually get taken down. Fizz is also going to fall. They did manage to pick up the Akali, but that is a 2 for... oh, wow, and Jax is going in with that counter-strike on Riven, Tristana, and Urgot, able to get the stun off on all 3 of them. And now Kog'Maw maybe can get the ulti down. No, not quite able to get the ulti down on Urgot, although the exhaust comes out from Tristana. LeBlanc is able to take down Kog, however, she does fall down to the turret damage and the combined damage of a Teemo Mushroom, which I believe she used her W on, and the Jax and the Kog'Maw. So we're down to only 60 points here for Blue Team, and it does look like they are not going to be coming back from this. And I mean, I think it's not so much about, you know, skill or decision making or anything like that. A lot of it just comes down to the fact that Red Team, Purple Team's team comp is just so strong right now. And that is going to be a 424 ticket to 400 ticket lead right now. Fizz has picked up that Lich Bane. He's going to be hitting very, very hard. The ulti goes down on a Riven. Riven only going to get affected and Trist too. Fizz able to use his Troll Pool, just kind of delay things a little bit. However, Urgot does take him down. Jax gets taken out very low by Akali. Teemo eventually going to take Akali down. Renekton gets taken down very low. Teemo actually picking up a triple kill in that fight. And then Kog'Maw going to go ahead and pick up that last one. And that is going to be an ace. 20 tickets left, both points capped. I think that is going to be a GG for Purple Team. So if you're just watching now, we do have a couple more slots for teams. I think we have our next game will be lined up. Tristana getting an auto attack in. I think Kog'Maw just wanted to suicide a little bit there. That is going to be GG WP. Very nicely done from Red Team to kind of secure this victory. And there's no way now that Blue Team is going to save this game. So well played, amazingly, amazingly well played to their strengths and weaknesses. Kog'Maw deciding to go AP so that they just had this huge amount of poke that kept the enemy team off of their points. Fantastic job from both teams. So that is game 1 of the m1lkcast All Random All Bot tournament. If you are watching and you would like to get in, I'm going to say thank you very much, Diablo3, for taking about half of the teams who signed up for this tournament away from me. Obviously, the one time where I try to actually organize something, it just ends up blowing up in my face. So if you would like to join, go ahead, stop by this Reddit in-house channel on the NA server. You can do that, of course. Not many people know this, but you have your friends list, of course, and to the right of that is a chat room channel button. And then you click create or join a chat room, type in Reddit in-house, no spaces, and then go ahead and join in on the fun. Excellent, excellent, excellent play for this first game of the Reddit All Random All Bot tournament. My cat is wreaking havoc in my room right now, so hopefully he's not ruining this cast, as he so often does with his ever so adorable meowing. So I'm going to go ahead and get game 2 going, and I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. VODs will be posted up on YouTube, although stay tuned. We have a couple more games coming, so thanks for tuning in so far, guys. Let's keep this going.